Okay, so we're solving this rational inequality. We know it's going to be a number line and test values. So our first question is, how do we get the points that go on the number line? And one place that we get the points is we solve the related equation, x plus 6 over x plus 1 minus 2 equals 0. So it's a matter of, okay, so we have to solve this equation. One way that we can solve equations like this is by making all the denominators the same. So let's see. So here is how I would go about making the denominators the same. I'm just going to put an x plus 1 down here, but then I would have to also put the x plus 1 in that position. And I'm going to put an x plus 1 here, and I would also have to put an x plus 1 up there. Did you do that? Okay. So now I could cancel out these denominators. When I distribute in a minute, I'm going to be careful to distribute a negative 2 instead of a positive 2. So I'm going to have x plus 6, and then distributing this negative 2, I'm going to get negative 2x minus 2, and then equals 0. Did you have that? Okay. So now I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got x and negative 2x, so that just makes negative x. 6 minus 2, so that's positive 4, is equal to 0. Okay, so that was just a careless mistake. All right. So at that point, normally we would subtract 4 from both sides, so that'll give me negative x is equal to negative 4. Divide both sides by negative 1. So x is equal to 4. So that's one of the values that's going to go on that number line, is positive 4. Okay, so fine, x equals 4. Well, that's not all. For rational equations, there's something else that has to go on the number line. What is it? The excluded values. Looking at the x plus 1, I know that x cannot equal negative 1. So I got to put both of those things on that number line. So here we go. So here's my number line. Here's my negative 1 and my 4. Okay. The negative 1, excluded values are always open circles. The solutions to the equation are sometimes open and sometimes closed, depending on this symbol. So will this be open or closed this time? This time it's going to be open because it doesn't have the or equal to part to it. So both of these are going to be open circles. So I'm going to do my test values. So I'm going to do over here, negative 2, I'll do 0, and 5. I'm going to do these three values. Okay, I'm going to use my calculator to help me out. So x minus 6 over x plus, x plus 6 over x plus 1. All right. Have your answer to the next one, number 4, on your board by the time I finish doing this. And this is minus 2, so I've got minus 2. Boom. Make sure your calculator is in Ask X mode. Okay, so I'm doing these three values, negative 2, 0, and 5. So negative 2, 0, and 5. Thank you, darling. All right, so these are the values I get. Negative 6, 4, and negative 1/6. And I am comparing to 0. Is it less than 0 is the question. So less than 0, less than 0, less than 0. So that's a yes, that's a no, and that's a yes. So the yeses show us where the solutions are. So our interval notation will be negative infinity to negative 1, union 4 to infinity.